All right, you remember when your parents come to you and said, we got to have a talk? If you're still fishing with one of these relics, ain't no shame in it. But you're showing your age. Boom! It's elbow time, fishing family. Welcome back. I hope each and every one of you are doing well. I've got another review for you that I think you're going to like today, especially if you're one of those individuals still toting around one of them old-timey tackle boxes to your granddaddy's favorite fishing hole. You're going to want to stick around for this. I promise you, I promise. So recently, Plusinno reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in doing a review in one of their several fishing tackle bags, and I said, absolutely, I would love to do this because I feel like I can give you some good insight and a fair, honest review, because if you've watched one or several of my videos, you know that I wear a fishing backpack every time I go to the creek. This is my absolute lifeline. I have to make sure that my fishing gear is tight and secure in here, all my other personal effects I need out there, and also needs to be comfortable. So, I'm going to break this down into 4 key items today to give you a good review. I'm going to look at storage capacity, durability, comfort, and last but not least, does this backpack have the ability to be modified in a way to make it more ergonomically specific for my needs when I'm out there in the creek chasing them smallies? So, let's not waste any time. Let's grab one of these backpacks and let's jump right into it. Storage capacity. And this is an important factor that only you and you alone will know your specific needs based on your daily fishing routines. The fishing backpack might really only be a means of transporting your fishing gear from your vehicle down to your kayak or your boat, or to your favorite bank fishing spot. Or you might be like myself and you're strapping this thing on and you're hiking down the creeks. So there's going to be slight variations in the needs for those backpacks. Some may require different areas, especially like in the comfort section, where others might not. But as far as storage capacity on this, I took this out last week and did a field test on it. And the way I fish, I'm generally only targeting between 3 and 5 species of fish. I don't require a ton of gear. I packed in 9.7 pounds of gear in this on top of my batteries, cameras, and my tripod, and I had everything I needed, and I still had more room in there that I could have stuck stuff in there if I needed to. I didn't have a need for it. So this backpack really serves the bill for exactly what I do. So put this on a rating scale between a 1 and 5, 1 being very dissatisfied and a 5 being very satisfied. In my opinion, I'm going to give this a 5. I think this fits exactly the bill for me, being a creek fisherman and liking to hike, and it gives me enough storage without having an extra bulky bag. I don't want a lot of extra wasted space, so this one works great for me. All right, it's time to talk durability. And I can tell you right now, there can be no leniency given in this category, none whatsoever. I mean none, because the last thing that I want is to be a couple miles down the creek, enjoy myself, having a good time fishing. Next thing I know, the bottom end of my backpack opens up, it's spilling fishing gear everywhere out, like a Las Vegas lottery machine. Next thing you know, I'm down there stuffing fishing gear down my pants like a 5-figure discount shoplifter out of San Francisco. Ain't gonna happen. I wouldn't buy from that company ever again, I promise. I don't think Plusinno's done that. I think they've really hit the benchmark on this. They've used the industry standard materials that are required on these backpacks. First and foremost, they have used a high density 600D nylon water repellent material. Now, once again, it's water repellent. It's not waterproof. So all my fishing family out there in the Seattle area, make a mental of that. Now, any of you guys out there in, let's say, Arizona watching this right now, you just let that fly right on the hicks. You're probably not going to see rain for the next 6 months anyway. In some areas. But I'm in Tennessee. I'm out fishing. I do get caught in an occasional storm, but I think if it's a light shower, I don't really anticipate the internal compartments on this really getting too saturated unless I really get stuck in an extended storm, and then it's to be expected. But Plusinno has gone the additional mile, and they have used materials on the insides of these pouches to try to further reduce the water penetration into these pouches. They've also paired up the fabric with SRS corrosion resistant zippers. That's perfect. Can't ask for more. Using the same point scale from the prior review, I'm going to give this a 4.5. I think they've done a great job. Now, I will make one recommendation here, and it just for mental note, but you've got 4 great sections on here. Make sure that you evenly disperse your fishing gear out through those sections. If you find yourself loading one pouch and you're using your elbow and you're going to get your zipper closed on it, it's going to fail. And that ain't Plusinno's fault. You know whose fault that is? Your fault. Don't do that. You got 4 pouches. Evenly disperse that gear out throughout those pouches, and you're going to be totally good, and those zippers are going to hold together great. All right, now it's time to talk some comfort. I love comfort food, but we ain't talking about comfort food. We're talking about how comfortable was this backpack when I was field testing it last week. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it up in 2 sections. I'm gonna break it up into the back panel, and I'm gonna break it up into the straps. But I'm gonna give you a disclosure real quick. Me being a filmer, when I'm going out in the creeks, I'm having to take spare cameras and batteries and tools for all of that filming gear, tripods. So I'm probably packing a little extra weight than would normally be put in this backpack in the normal scenario. Just to give full disclosure on that, so that you have an idea of where I'm coming from as far as me talking about my comfort, because this might not even affect you none whatsoever. But full disclosure, back panel that I just showed you in the last section, I had no issues with this. As long as you're packing your internal compartments right, you're putting maybe a flat surface like a Plano container back here and not something that's protruding like a pair of pliers or something sharp, I don't think you're going to have any issues on this. Once again, this isn't a rucksack. You're not going to be worried about overloading and lumbar issues, because this isn't intended for lightweight fishing, really. I mean, probably 10 pounds is really going to be about the max that you're really going to be packing in this. Some might go a little more extreme if they're doing, I don't know, maybe catfishing, something where you got a lot of heavy lead or something like that. But still, if that lead's packed properly in the bottom of that backpack, tight to your core and not further on the back section where it's pulling down, I don't think you're gonna have any issues. Me, when I was testing it out, even with all my camera gear, this didn't give me any issues, none whatsoever. So now let's move on to the straps. Let's pull this right here. Now, Plusinno has got a really awesome design here on their shoulder strap. The way they've done this, they've allowed you to wear this a number of ways. You can wear this as a shoulder pack, a man satchel, a backpack. You can even wear it as a chest pack if you want. Basically, if you wanted to wear this as a backpack, there's a zipper that runs down the center of this strap. All that you do is unzip this like so. Now you got a backpack. If you want to wear it the other way, zip it back down. It's that simple. That's pretty awesome. So when I field tested this backpack, I tested it out as a backpack, not a shoulder pack or chest pack, not any of the other options, because when I'm going through the creeks, a lot of times I'm traversing through a lot of slick terrain, and I want that backpack securely secured to my body so that if I do lose my balance, I don't have something else potentially cause me to tilt over further. So that's the reason I like or prefer to wear it as a backpack. Now, I will say I tested it out about 13 pounds. Once again, I had camera gear and battery and all those other things included in there. And after about 6 hours, I did start to get a little bit of discomfort in my left shoulder. When you unzip the strap, this is about 1.5 inches, and you can see it is a little thin on the material. It's not the same padding that's used in the back panel. But like I said, once again, I could have been over testing this for the weight more than what it was actually designed for. I would say definitely if you had less than 10 pounds, and you might not even have noticed it at all. Once again, I've had an old shoulder injury here, and I'm sure that's added to some of the discomfort there. But on the point scale, I would give this probably a 3.5. But once again, modification. I'm going to show you something that some people might not have thought about. I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So a lot of times, like people buy new cars, sometimes they want to modify them exactly how they want. They want to put wheels and tint the windows and do all that stuff. I do the same thing with backpacks. So with that, that's a perfect segue. Let's move to our last and final section, modifications. I love this section. This is one area that a lot of people might overlook, but I like to think of this area as where I'm fine-tuning that backpack to my very specific needs, if I have any. So some may not, some do. I really like to have my backpack set up ergonomically when I'm out in the creek for specific needs, things that I'm grabbing while I'm in the creek. maybe my forceps at a certain area, basically based on my dominant hand. And I like to look at this backpack to see, does it offer options that I can be able to modify this to my needs? And it does. So let's go over a couple of those really quick. All right, if you guys have been paying attention to the backpack market, you'll probably notice that almost every backpack manufacturer out there has adopted the military style MOLLE straps, also known as PALs. If you're not familiar with this, these are your nylon straps. Sometimes these will be laser etched materials here. And what this allows you to do is add additional exterior pouches to that. Maybe you want to put a medic kit out here, a Leatherman case, maybe an exterior cell phone compartment, whatever it is. It allows you to fine tune that backpack to your specific needs. Now, also what I'm looking for are deer rings or your gear loops. I want to have plenty of these around the backpack because this will allow me to maybe add bungees or straps, whatever I can think of and want to add. And Plusinno does a great job on that. They have got multiple gear loops all over this backpack. And one last item, remember in the comfort section when I was talking about the straps, I wanted to remind you on something. Don't forget this. A lot of people might not know this, but there are so many industries out there, especially even around backpacking, that are third-party companies that make all these little individual items that you can modify your backpack. Padded strap covers, sternum straps, waist straps, it's all out there. So how I remedied the issue that I was having with my shoulder based on all the additional camera gear that I'm carrying is I went out and purchased this nice padded strap. It's even got the MOLLE straps on the front of it as well. And the great thing is this paired up so perfect with this backpack. I'll show you on the one that I tested. It attached on and did not even get in any way of any of my loops on here. It worked out perfect. So here I've got my tool for cutting my fishing line, and I didn't lose any of the options for any of those gear loops, and it gave me the padded comfort that I needed based on my specific needs. Once again, because I'm carrying all that additional camera gear. So in summation, I'm going to say modification and a 1 to 5 rating score. I'm going to give it a 5. Cover the basis. This has let me modify it specifically what I need and even address some of those other areas that maybe I had a lower score on. So in total, I really think this is a great backpack for the money. It's hard to find a backpack under $40 that's going to give you exactly what you need. If you get out there and look on the market, you're going to see backpacks that range from $30 up to well over $200. It's what you're wanting to spend. Not everybody can spend $200 on a backpack. I sure can't and sure don't want to. If I can get all those options I'm looking for in a smaller compact backpack like this and pay a whole lot less for it and make a couple modifications if I need to, I'm going to go that route. So I think Plusinno has done a great job on this. If you're interested in this backpack, go check out their website. I'm going to leave a link down below. They've got 3 backpack options. And if you use the code PLG20 at checkout, that'll get you 20% off your entire order. I actually checked, so you don't just have to buy this backpack. You can buy one of the other 2 if that one serves your specific needs. That same code will also work on that. I purchased 2 of these and 2 other items, and that covered my entire expense. Remember this, that if you spend over $79, Plusinno will also eat that shipping charge for you. There's a flat rate in the United States. I think it's $7.99, so that'll save you 8 greenbacks. And if you're up in Canada, they've got a flat shipping rate of $10. And I think, I'm not sure what is the Canadian dollar? Is it maple syrup? I know they got a maple flag. I bet it's maple syrup. I'll have to ask some of my Canadian buddies, Cody and Sean and Matt. They'll know. They'll tell me. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this review. I had a great time checking this out. I love backpacks, and I think you'll like them too. Hey, till next time, grab your poles, stop your buddies, get there, make some memory, give me some elbow. Woo! I love you guys. Be safe, and I'll see you really soon.
That is a seriously fat rock to pass. Oh my goodness. He is a chunk and a half.